Apparently something's going on in Discord. It kind of like increase my energy levels. So I guess I'm okay now, but I'm kind of tired actually. So yeah. I hope you guys are doing fine. Good evening, everyone, and I hope you're doing good. So we are going to do more writing tonight, and tonight's writing thing is actually going to be a little bit strange. It's gonna be lore related, and I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I'm kind of distracted at the moment because what's it called? I'm kind of distracted at the moment because I'm kind of looking at the dumb stuff right now on just fun dumb stuff on the other side. What's it called already? Yeah, just dumb stuff on like another Discord chat. But I promise I'm gonna have my full focus on the fucking what's it called already on the stream right now. You know what? I have full focus right now. Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. Like I said, we're gonna write. It's gonna be lore related, but it's gonna be on a topic that I actually discussed with my dad. So, it will be a little bit more on the interesting esoteric side. I don't know how to really like explain this to you, but I do think the title of the stream really does speak for itself because yeah, and I switched to the strategy screen, and I just realized I could have just gone to the writing section because that's where I usually am now when it comes to the writing screen. So yes, I have no idea what's happening. Oh wait, what who's this? Who's this? Oh my god, is that Folk Slasher? I think that's Folk Slasher. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so today's stream is hello party people, hello Mellow. I'm going to write a story about malls now. Whether this is like effective writing, I have no idea. I'm writing on like half a brain cell now because parents teacher meeting really took the win out of me. Even though I greatly enjoyed parents teacher meeting, it's just that today I'm just sort of tired. I was debating myself internally, like, should I stream? But I have put off all these all these streams because I'm tired and I have to be dedicated to my job. Look, man, I gotta write even though I am sleepy, and I have actually written quite a fair bit for 5 shots already so far. So I'm gonna move on and try to write something else. And again, so the outline is basically how do I say it? The outline is basically Stylus, hold on, Stylus, me, in mall sitting wait, no, I gotta, okay, mall. I'm gonna be very specific about this mall because I want to use the locale to really be interesting. Now I'm gonna choose Mid Valley because I am closely associated with this place. I'm not gonna say whether I live near it because you can definitely tell I do not live near it anyway. Mid Valley, and I'm gonna choose I'm just gonna sitting at Starbucks, what's it called, doing teacher stuff. I just woke up, brain is jumbo shot from now. It's like, Stylus and open YouTube. No, Mela, don't do that. No, oh my god, why you so mean? You're so sweet at the same time. Like, wow, damn. Yeah, but anyway, the other service is making fun of me for being a farter. I love those guys, but dang, I'm gonna beat you up. Anyway, parents teacher today was good, so I have some energy left. What's it called? I'm gonna have a flashback to the future. The future. Mid Valley is now a, what's it called? It's now a miniature suburban town on its own. Okay, so the concept of this was because I was talking to my father about malls. Hi Dylus. Oh my god. Hi Kare. How you doing? I'm gonna write about malls, and I kind of had like the I don't know how to place this, but I am writing a story on malls, not because I've been to a mall recently. I'm doing this because I want to try and integrate malls. Okay, I'm going to show you the mall I have in mind, and it's just going to be back mission on its own. It is going to be what's it called? The characters involved will be what's it called? I distinctly remember the girl. I distinctly remember will be me, and what's it called already? I'm gonna just break, man. I actually forgot what I was gonna do already. God damn it. Actually, the thing is, I wanted to experiment with this because I realized I actually have an opportunity to explore a little bit more about what's it called, my universe, and I think the best way to show this is through like a suburban area. So it's gonna be a pretty short story. I think half of a quarter of it, the introduction, maybe 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, will be about doing stuff, teacher stuff while sitting in the mall. And obviously, you know, because I am such a social person, I will not be sitting with anybody. In fact, I'll be sitting alone. I'm just sad, really sad alone. But yes, I will be sitting alone, and it kind of flashes back into like the. It kind of flashes back into the what's it called already? It kind of flashes back to the what's it called already? It kind of flashes back to the what's it called? The future. I know it sounds kind of weird. I don't know how many miles you're at. There is so many in Malaysia. I cannot stress this enough. There is just so many malls in Malaysia. It is quite literally insane. Because I was talking to my dad about this, and this is very much because in KL there's so many malls, and I would always ask the question, what's the purpose of having so many malls when their purposes will overlap, and it essentially means there's just redundancies everywhere. I feel like this is a very interesting thing that I can cover with this sort of story, because I want to explore like how a mall would survive in the future. Obviously, this is also just an insight on like how things in the present can be turned into different things in the future. Imagine this: you have an old Bentley. Aston Martin? Yeah, you have an old Aston Martin vintage. You keep it because it has value in like a market that is like full of what's it called, collectors and whatnot. And if you want to make a profit, you sell that perfectly good Aston Martin on the market and you negotiate with like collector. But what happens when there are no collectors? What if the collectors are just gone? So what will you do with the Aston Martin? Well, granted, it is a car, it has an engine, so you're gonna use that Aston Martin to just get around the place and do whatever you need to do. My city has 7 malls. The reason so many is because demand for centralized locations. That's true. I think that's the problem with that's the thing with Malaysia as well. There's a lot of malls near my location, so I think this is also the case. But at the same time, when you have so many centralized locations, it just gets so crowded and packed, where when we want to go somewhere, it's always on the mind like, which mall do you want to go to? And that statement in my mind just doesn't make sense, because a mall needs to be a community center. If there are so many community centers, then which one is the community center? So this one will just be yes, there you go, I got her name. It was Miriam. Okay, we're gonna go back to this one again. Okay, they're just talking about stuff. Okay, I'm gonna show you Mid Valley Mall, but I don't want to dox my location because I know this thing will like to be a little bit funky. So I'm just gonna show you what the mall looks like. And hold on, I'm gonna do this like very quick. Dearest Miriam. So if you don't know who Miriam is, she's a character that does show up in another story, and I want to flesh this character out because it is a very she's going to be a bit more inspired by someone I just met recently who's very peppy, and she's gonna emit big sister energy. And honestly, I think it's part of a community have malls because we need many places for us just to be there. Yeah, no, I get it, but you see, my problem is not that there are malls. My problem is that there are way too many malls, to the point where it creates like dead zones where there are areas with no malls. And this often leads to the next problem. That's a mall. Oh yeah, definitely. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, this is Mid Valley. This is one of the malls I usually go to. And I love Mid Valley. It's a pretty old mall. Yeah, it is one of the oldest malls in Malaysia. And as you can see here, this picture is old. You wanna know how old this picture is? Baskin Robbins. No, this is correct actually. No, yeah, this picture is old because Baskin Robbins does not have the electronic machines anymore. And the Food Junction sign is still up here. If you see that Food Junction sign, you know for a fact this shopping mall, this picture is old. Okay, I was there when there was a Food Junction. Okay, now that Food Junction is just on the side, just kind of relaxing there. So the idea is I'm going to turn this mall into a scavenger's heaven. Let me see if I can have a... Let me see if I can just show you, what's it called? Just show you like a few more pictures. Now, imagine this. Imagine this mall turning into a... Imagine this mall, right? Turning... Oh my god, yeah. You can even see like Toys R Us over there. Oh god, this is actually so freaking old. I probably doxed like a dozen billion people by doing this, but yeah, Mid Valley, that is definitely Toys R Us, and Toys R Us is not there. Toys R Us is in a different place altogether. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no. Yeah, this is still Mid Valley. Yeah, this is still Mid Valley. God, I go here somewhat infrequently, so no, true. There's way too many malls for no reason. Why is there malls specifically to attract tourists? That's my point, because it creates these problems where now there are abandoned malls. And I'm actually bringing this up because near my workplace there was a abandoned mall that's frequented by homeless people. It's a mall. It's like, okay, math. Yeah, no, I get it, but we are a... Maybe because I'm not used to them being all in the general area, because we have, from the malls I remember, we have Mid Valley, the ones I went to, Mid Valley, we have Tropicana Mall, we have Starling Mall, we have Jita Mall, which is in Subang, and then after that we have Tropicana. We have Wanutama, we have IKEA, Ikano Power Center, we have My Town, we have what was the one that opened up recently? We have My Town is already there. We have what was it called already? Lalaport, yeah, Lalaport, and then we have Parksons, we have Pavilion. TRX is so expensive. Yeah, we have TRX, we have LCC. So like there already I've listed roughly 16 malls, so it's all about there. So I'm gonna turn this into everything with expensive. So now imagine this: a society that no longer has a need for all these expensive malls. They need housing, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna write us. Did my model freeze again? I swear to God. Okay, no. Okay, everything's okay. I was freaking out because for a second I thought this thing just died again. Okay, so Mid Valley is just gonna be turned into a suburban malls. Who has read up on the 16 in one city? No, not one city, one general area. Because these malls are somewhat split up into different states. You also have to understand Malaysia's a pretty big place. So to get to like one mall, let's say for example, if I want to drive from Mid Valley to One Otama, it'll take me roughly 20 to 30 minutes. So it's not too far. At the same time, the the distance between these two big malls, there are like roughly 4 to 5 small malls. There's even one in like Subang, Paradigm Mall, which my grandmother goes to somewhat, and that mall is so small. Who has read on history on malls and can explain more about it. So I'm gonna turn Miriam into like this hyper Genki character who's just gonna talk about malls. Small plot about finding someone important but not important aspect. Focus is on wondering about malls. That's it. That's the whole story. This is not even like this is like part of a small thing, but I just want to write it because I purely find it funny that I would dedicate this much energy writing about malls. I mean, if you ask me, I'm not a mall guy. Okay, now when you say it, grandma's house, right? You're gonna be my background noise while I work on analysis on a play. Oh my god, I'm your background noise. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm in the back now. Okay, hate this. But yes, yeah, I'm all good. Thank you for choosing me as your background choice while we listen to some nice music that I found online. So anyway, I'm just gonna start off with the outlines. I think this is a basic outline really. Another paper, done and dusted. I put it aside and looked at the blue bag, sitting comfortably. So even between then, there are a lot of malls that I haven't even listed. If you know Eiten Power Center, right? If you're Malaysian, you know about Eiten Power Center. That itself, it's linked to roughly 3 malls already. Eiten Power Center. No, it can't be counted as a mall. Okay, it's linked to like 2 malls. No, it's linked to another mall, the Curve, and technically it's in close proximity of One Otama. So it's like, why? What's the purpose of having this many malls in one location? If you want to have a IKEA, just have the IKEA. Bajaya Times Square is just an active mall. They have full force. They're abandoned. Oh, trust me, I know those places. I can tell you straight up. Those are fronts for dens. I want to explain what I mean by dens. Yeah, IPC, the Curve, and OU. It's like, holy shit, in that area is so many. And then there's also one that is near what is it called? The Bukit Jalil Stadium. I forgot what. Oh, and the Emma Promenade. That is abandoned. Out loud. Is it really loud? Oh, sorry. My bad. I was loud, babe. Okay, don't worry about me. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Also, by the way, I should probably have the chat box up. Okay, there you go. There you go. All right, hello everyone. You may speak to me now. Speak. Speak. So yeah. Really sorry. I looked a bit confident. The blue bag. Only sitting next to me. In its yawning abyss. I saw that in its yawning abyss, dens. Yeah, do you want to know what those dens are? Trust me. When it comes to these malls, they tend to be I don't know how you say it. They tend to be havens for illegal, nefarious activities. And obviously after they're done, like that is sort of what they boil down into. After like the mall's natural lifespan is over and the area has moved on to like a more like new and improved mall, the old mall sort of dies off, but there are going to be some niche places such as hobby shops, and then the rest of it is just really suspicious dens. Trust me, I went to Enter Promenade once and I just had a lady approach me like, you want massage, you want massage? Plus I did not take her up on an offer because she looked super fucking cracked out. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think malls definitely turn into. But at the same time, it makes me question what's the need. I know they like open coffee shop among the other shutdown shop. Yeah, that's it. They are usually used for things that are not usually found by the public. You won't find Zalora in like these sort of semi-dead malls. You just find like really specific shops, card shops, gunpla shops, what else already, gunpla shops, and then after that you find things that you normally wouldn't find in a normal mall. So I guess looking at it, it's sort of like a trickle down effect. We have step one, you have the really big malls, and then step two, and then once the mall dies out because in favor of a new mall because of, I think there was a term called not shittification, what is it called, obsolescence. Because of obsolescence, the new mall becomes really popular, everyone goes there, the old mall sort of dies off and all the big shops move out, and then in comes in one, the people who are looking to establish something more concrete, and two, the people who are wanting to hide their activities. And then the third phase is that the mall becomes so unpopular that it just kind of gets abandoned. That's it, pretty much. And it's happened nearby our area when there is just a completely dead obsolescence. Yes, correct, obsolescence is correct one. Same concept they use for iPhones. I feel like that's happening, but at the same time I also think because it's bad government planning. And yes, yawning was a pile of papers that seem to only say many malls. Isn't awesome? Yeah, that's true. And he said and taller, the more why did this school had to why did I agree to teach this many classes? Sure, one class. I'm gonna use my real school experience. One class per grade sounds fun. Then you realize every class numbers yours was 20 or so. Suddenly that number no longer, what's it called, that one class suddenly no longer seems like I was more used to counting rounds, printing over, looking through. I'm gonna be. This is mean Dylus, okay? This is not nice Dylus. The actual Dylus that I had today, because I had a parent teacher meeting. This is mean Dylus. It's naughty. It's terribly written essay. All at least here I had the luxury something into dipping down up chocolate. No, not chocolate chip frappuccino. I'm gonna be very specific. This is just basically my life I'm writing. Traffic Nama malls. Fuck it, man. I hate that shit, Kaiser. I don't know whether it's happening in other states, but I do know KL has this issue. I do know in, let's say for example, Miri, which is where I kind of stay for like the holidays, they are getting new malls, but they're not malls per se. They are open streets where they are not limited by one building, rather there are different buildings on a single junction. I feel like that makes more sense than malls. Malls just, I don't know, one mall, two, why malls in like a region makes sense, on like a state makes sense, right? And maybe some neighborhood areas would be better to accommodate that community, that unified communityness that we're going for. But then you have like 10 malls. Who's investing in this? What's the purpose of investing? Are you just looking at Mid Valley and say we're gonna be the Mid Valley killer? Who does that? No longer seems like seems like a boon. The only thing I could, it sounds like a complex issue. Yeah, it's like, okay, let me see if I can find this area. Okay, I'm gonna find this area quickly in Miri. KL is just KL. Miri outdoor area. Miri outdoor neighborhood. What's it called? It's a very unique place. It's near where my it's near outdoor neighborhood. I don't know what is the, I don't know what is the name of it. Rich people. I'm gonna say evil rich people. People, my dog is here to see. I'm trying to find a see this. Is this Mir City Fan Garden? Oh, is it Taman Bulatan? Taman Bulatan. Miri. Evil imply. I don't think they're evil. I think it's just really. I don't think it's evil. I think it's just incompetence, really, if you ask me. Okay, it's not Taman Bulatan. Where the hell is this place? I'm trying to look for it. Miri is not a particularly big place, so I'm gonna try and look for it somewhere. Again, if I don't know where this place is in Miri, I'm just a sad motherfucker. So I stay in Miri. Come on, man. I gotta know this place. The Tanjung Lobang. It should be somewhere around here. Let me see here. I need to find from. And like, there's a new mall that opened up that isn't too far. Like, I don't mind. New malls opening up does open up new opportunities. KLGC Mall. Oh, KLGC Mall? Interesting. Marriott Hotel? Hold on. I think I know this one. Marina Bay. Brighton. Miri City Homestay. There is a school nearby. Ah, yeah. Okay, I found my place. I think it's roughly, yes, this place. It's obviously it's another mall in KL. Ah, I found it. Marina Street. Marina. Yeah, there you go. It's Jalan Marina. I don't remember what. I don't know if the place has like a big place. Miri Times Square. Ah, yes, there you go. Miri Times Square. Okay, I'm bringing this up because I really want to talk about this, and it is a really good concept that I think more people should invest into. So I'm gonna probably dox myself, but I kind of don't care actually, because I want to kind of let my opinion be known that KL doesn't need more malls. I know my new malls just so clump space 10 minutes you see a mall. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what has that base been to before? It kind of looks like this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture. I don't think it's gonna show my face. I don't even know if it actually took my face. Okay, this is Miri Times Square. I think this is a real picture. This is Miri Times Square, and I've been here before. This kind of setting is perfect, actually. This kind of neighborhood-like environment where people can just sort of do public events inside. We should advocate for more of this, because it builds more, it has that same opportunity for like capital, what's it called, capital, and just building our franchise, because you get to place up here. And this is, and to let you know, this is where Miri actually has its very first Baskin Robbins. It's right here. I've been there. It's really nice. But this, and then I can show you an overhead view of the place. Let me see if I can just do it right here. There you go. So it's somewhere around here, right? Okay, it's somewhere around here. Of course, there's gonna be buildings on the side. Oh wait, is that it? No, that doesn't look like it. Remote reminds me of SSP. Where is it? I swore it's somewhere here. I don't think this is the right place. Hold on. Let me just see if I can find like an overhead view of me. Oh no! It is correct. It actually is correct. The place is actually a correct place. But anyway, I feel like this. I feel like this is much better because a mall would take up like okay, a mall would take up this entire lot. If you ask me, I'm looking at it from a post-apocalyptic point of view. This is an easy place to make your community center per se, and it's early as it is apocalypse proof. It can live for a long time, and I feel like it's sustainable. But then you have like malls, and malls just okay. Malls can also act as that, but like after a while, just I don't know where am I going with this rant already. I don't hate malls. I like going to malls. I'm not a mall rep, so because I have stories where I would just literally go to a mall. I get so tired, I go to Starbucks, sleep. I don't even order anything. I just sleep. But I like the feel of this place. I feel like this place is more practical than building a giant fuck-ass building in the middle of like a street and then saying, oh yeah, join our new mall or something like that. Now, my exception for this, if it's built like this building up here, let me see if I can pull it up here. If it's built like this building, where inside there is some well, it's quite something. It's quite something. Thank God for capitalism overall. Oh, you haven't been to Somewhere Pyramid? It's terrible. Also, by the way, I've been through this street before. So when you go up from my place, you usually the first thing you'll pass by is here. But this is how you get into Maritime Square. This building, if there is like a mall inside or like some kind of like shop lot inside, that would make sense because you're combining both residential and you're combining both like residential and you're combining what's it called, shopping together, and I feel like that makes sense. There's a place in Taman Mega that does this. It is a pet friendly mall. It doesn't have much. It has a Mr. DIY, it has several pet groomers, pet supplies, but it's integrated well with a high rise that stretches around the area. And if you're not satisfied what's inside the mall, around there is actually quite a number of like stuff like mixed rice, there is hawker stalls. So I feel like that kind of concept works better than having an individual mall in the middle of nowhere, dude, or like near a shop lot that just doesn't make sense. It just, I don't know, man. Because malls themselves, they cause parking issues. If there's not enough space in the mall, then people gotta park outside, and then you're gonna run into the normal problem of double parking, which is and you see your luxury. Okay. Shop lots are nice. Also, it gives space for small business. Yeah, a curious delight, overpriced delight that I have learned to enjoy. It's about unleashing my stress. Still, that cup was only venti size. I still had roughly 3 glasses to go. After pulling out my phone in a moment of distraction, in a moment of wailing. What do you say? Distraction? Yeah, distraction is great. The calendar immediately blasted my face with the date of my, what's it called, my mark submission. Can you guess how close it was? Actually, never mind. It was where had my mercenary proactivity gone? The whole world really does seem a sink. So this is just a diss about how like the whole world is just gonna drain your stuff because you're getting distracted by everything. Empty size. The longer I stayed in the old world, the more I felt like my bones were giving way for. The longer I stay in the old world, the less I felt fit to trade or any of the, or all above, all of them. Granted, I did manage to find ways to my old life. Murder notwithstanding. You know what? Murder notwithstanding. It's so funny. I'm just gonna write. I don't know how many words it's gonna end up writing. I'm gonna just go along with the flow and see what happens. But otherwise, I'm just gonna pour my feeling. Murder was only illegal if not signed. And if you're gonna bash me for my choice of words, please do, because I wanted something a bit like cheeky to write. But most of what made Peninsula such a watch. Instead, replace by endless scrolling. By endless, what do we describe this? Endless capitalism? By what's it called? By let me see what this is already. Capitalism? Me consume, yes. Haven, consumerism and slothness. This okay, so I'm gonna put Miriam here because actually no. Okay, no, not Miriam should be here. Actually, Miriam should be later. Now okay, there we go. Now we're just gonna put a stop here. If capitalism, Hatsune Miku checkmate commies. Uh-oh. Commies pinkos? Take years. Far future. What an oxymoron. 6 years ago in the far future. You sure? Out here? Positive. Me and Miriam stared. Decrepit. Complex. Actually, you know what? I think decrepit is too harsh of a word. You know, it should be Miriam and I. So the idea behind Miriam is that she's a firefighter who actually casts fire. I know, amazing, right? Firefighter that casts fire magic. Oh my god, it hasn't been done before. Wow, fantastic. I can't believe it. I'm just so original, guys. You just can't believe it. I'm so original. Also, by the way, she's a witch. So she dresses like this. she dresses like this. She wears gloves and all, but she uses like weapons. So imagine her as like Vector. Hold on, Vector from Vector GFL Division. Looks at Fire Force. Yeah, guys, I'm so fucking original, guys. Wow. You know, that's what they say about. That's what they say about. That's what they say about. What's it called? That's what they say about. Fucking. What's it called already? That's what they say about. Fiction. You know, every idea is copied from another, and making truly original fiction is hard as hell. Also, by the way, she kind of looks like this, but isn't Vector. She's significantly more happier than Vector, and I guess it's a big sister. I have a thing for big sisters. At least that was how it looked to me. Oh. Okay, imagine this mall, but imagine it looks like Freeside. Freeside for New Vegas. Imagine it looks like Freeside. Yeah, imagine this. Imagine it just looks like Freeside. That's the idea behind this. I'm just trying to make this place into like a Freeside-esque place. At least. But that should be fine. What's it called? I started Capital Complex of the kid. I placed that bot. In all honesty, had survived last 500 years. Those semblance, hair, and I don't believe in the whole nothing's original anymore because like everything has already been done. It's okay. Yeah, no, everything doesn't need to be original. It has to be tuned to be unique, but it doesn't have to be original. Take for example, Gundam beam sabers, right? The whole concept came from fucking from Star Wars, bro. That's my 3 cents now. It's having survived 500. Pretty impressive. Whether it did so as a haven living space or something else, I wasn't sure. Miriam, however, seemed to glow, staring. Do you know where we are? Remember original name? I hummed again. This time, Jad. Cheek. Actually, you know what? It should be 10 years ago. It should be like 8 years. I think 8 years would be better. Let's see this. Jump me up. Cheek. You really keep nothing up there. Present. Ooh. Past doesn't matter to me. Voice. Sour. End. So this is like a really small Dylus. No, not small Dylus, but it's like really younger Dylus. Us as a sourness. Binge sourness. Gesture. Just taste. It's just a living space. It's just a, what's it called? A suburb. I need to see what it's called already. Is it neighborhood mall? It's just a middle class neighborhood. Middle Valley. The Middle Valley. Oh my god, the Middle Valley is so fucking so spot on for a town name. You know what? I'm keeping it. It sounds good. Out of its own. Whatever is now the valley in the center. What's it called? The middle of the valley. It is now target. Don't you at least remember what classes? Without, with only a breath, with only I pulled out my notebook. Done. Pack animal. What's it called? I don't think it's pack animal. As our wagon get moving. Boring read-alongs. Apparently, main thing. And Ash primarily thought. Still obliged to. I'm like a very complex, like, what, 20 years, 18 years, 20 years old? Yeah, I don't know, 20, 19 years old? We are currently in Kuala Lumpur on the highway known that used to be Federal Highway. Pretty sure, yeah, it's Federal Highway. Federal Highway. This road leads towards the mall, industrious center of activity, communal bartering activity known with Valley Mall, now called the Middle Valley Metro. The Middle Valley. Miriam. Please, I know. To see your handwriting's improving. The gnashing. Yeah, this is a joke because back then I used to have like really shitty handwriting. I'm gonna be honest, I think I still have terrible handwriting, but since I started writing on boards and whatnot, it has improved greatly. At the same time, if I'm in a rush, my pen handwriting is absolute dog shit. Anyway, our quarry was noted to be staying at Halloran's at one of the neighborhood business. Roughly near where the east wing, the old east wing would. Noted. Isn't that where? Isn't that where the? Hold on, I'm trying to think. What is it called? I don't want Tiger Gang, Civet Gang. Oh. Still do. At the same time, with one hand on the wheel, she flexed her other hand. So our arrival gonna be like how's that gonna work? How's that gonna work if your whole thing is about starting fires? He poked me on the cheek again. I'm more than a firewood. That's why we brought E. A pistol. Silence. In her stride, in her left stride, she nearly knocked me on the nose. Press pistol. Now far longer than necessary. It didn't seem to bother her, judging how she quickly she's just assassinated. Okay, so yeah, you know what? I feel like this is gonna be an interesting project, honestly, and we're not even like halfway through so far. I'm getting a feel of Miriam's character, and I think it should be fine. Oh, she moved on to racking the slide. Only good for like we only have max whole loader. That means 7. Oof. Right? Sounds about right. Begins. Civet Gang. We have roughly 40 guys. Right then and there. The eyes were shut, but I could tell behind us we getting annoyed. Wisely, at least until I Middle Valley. I can't stop saying it. Middle Valley is always gonna be funny to me. As I watched her clear our entrance to the place, some choice woods and go from Bounty Hall. No, the Mercenaries Guild. Yeah, Mercenaries Guild. You know, it's so funny because mercenaries are supposed to be like taking key positions and like doing stuff, but at this time it looks like they're just counting bounties. You know what? I think I like the mix. Side of the made me think. What was it called? Rattle some question. Whole question. Or more specifically, the purpose of imagine a small Dylus. Imagine a small Dylus. It would be so funny. Just a really small Dylus, like smaller than I am now. Like, imagine I'm like really small, like this guy, like this small Dylus. Imagine this is me back then. Oh no, I gotta be bigger. Okay, imagine this is me and I had a gun back then. Wouldn't that be cute, guys? Oh my god, so cute. Oh, while it came out. No, you're not allowed here. Roar! Yes. Okay, Federal Route 2. Okay. Federal Route 2. Oh, it's Federal Route 2, not Federal Highway. It's just Federal Route 2. Okay. Okay, hold on if it's Federal Route 2. I'll call it the Middle Valley. I think so far, it's pretty self-contained. I don't think there's any issues. Usually getting annoyed. I hope you're not planning. We're not planning to egg on our plan again. A small Dylus is where the Dyluslings feed us. No, no, no tacklings, bro. No, don't be a tackling. Egg on our plan again. No. Maybe. I don't know. As we began moving, started passing by some caravan. Do I want to put two-headed or three-headed? What do I want to do? You know what? The sickly looking buffalo. No, not sickly. The scraggy looking buffalo dragging caravan there right into at the bottom. What is... No, I don't want to use ellipsis. Now I'm gonna transcribe what I've discussed with my dad. I'm gonna... Now it was her turn to hum. But we went over this. Yeah. Community center. Right, a place for individual franchises to, what's it called? To sell their wares, act as a convenient rest stop for, and close enough. Boost. But yes, that's more great. But I still don't get it. I still don't get them. I like how this is not even turning to be action based. It's just a genuinely This is genuinely a curious. This is just a genuinely like curious like article. I don't know how to feel about this actually. You know what? I feel like this is actually a really good like opportunity to just talk about like something weird. Because I don't get opportunities to write non-action stuff, and the more I write non-action stuff, the more I feel like I can express myself creatively, because it means that I have to get clever with what I feel like is the focus outside of like action stuff. Of course, I did show like the press piston. I did make a promise of action, but there will be no action for this one. Don't get there. All maps, they go roughly a dozen same area. How can it be that these malls can be community centers, such close proximity? Look at it. Middle Valley, right? She quickly pulled over to the secluded making sure that nobody was around to steal our way home. In between drops and houses. Once she had settled, finally finished. Only when she had settled did I actually finish my training. So it's gonna be based around this particular thought that I had already. Didn't the olders? Do we want to call them olders or oldens? What do we call old people? You know what we called it? Didn't old humanity understand complexity? True of eating. Aren't these malls by definition franchises? How can you be a community center and are pitted against other? That while we left the car, Miriam put a single finger on the sunlight. Yes, afternoon sunlight. Yes, lot. I don't know where I'm going with this, but this is something that I actually talked to my father about. So this is somewhat almost there. Like it's so funny that I'm thinking about this right now, and it's just kind of there, and it's I don't know. I find it funny that I'm just going this way. Oh. I think they shouldn't block anything, right? Yeah. Okay. Good question. Doesn't this say what? Doesn't no. That's this is actually just a layman just trying to explain why there's so many malls in KL. Let's continue talking about it. Do you have any thoughts? It only took a couple of staircases before something akin to a discussion point in my head. Okay, there you go. So how's the story so far? I mean, I don't think this is interesting, but this is just something I wanted to make for fun. But it does actually give me an opportunity to characterize Miriam as a big sister who gets annoyed. And like I said again, oh no, she's not. She doesn't look like Freeside. She looks like Vector from Girls Frontline. She looks like the cleaner version of Vector from Girls Frontline. So yeah, there you go. You got it. I hope like that. You know this girl? You know this Vector girl? She kind of looks like that. Funny looking. Maybe can I just get like a clean version of her skin? I'm just gonna put it up on screen just to remind you that Miriam somewhat looks like this. Or at least like she has longer hair. Oh no, shorter hair because obviously she doesn't want to burn it. She sort of looks like this with Malaysian fire gear instead and very big gloves. So yes, I think this will be accurate. Not why there's so many in the surrounding region. That one simple economy. Build a mall, create infrastructure for the local populace, income, jobs, additional, so on. Essentially, people are just trying to make places where people or wouldn't shop houses better? Keeping my gun entering crowded street, the roof of Willow Valley had opened up here. Began entering a crowd, exposing the once covered area harsh sunlight. Of course, this naturally meant that this prime place it hardened. Such this seemed to be the calmer area. Did you ever see this? Yeah, you know what? I think that should be fine. I need this, and I need a picture of Mid Valley. I need a picture of Mid Valley to just like, what's it called? I need a picture of Mid Valley to just kind of base out where we're going to, so I can roughly. This is not Mid Valley. This is St. Gilles. Oh, this is not Mid. This is not Mid Valley. I know Mid Valley. This ain't Mid Valley. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Mid Valley looks like, it is like like a bigger overhead view of it. It kind of looks like I showed it earlier on, but this is like the bigger side of it. And it's kind of like a. Oh, this is St. Gilles. This is Mid Valley South Key. Where is it? You. I just need to base myself where my story is. There you go. Very good view. I like how it immediately dates itself because it's a J-Cho sign, and I know J-Cho has not been shown there for a long while. So. Yes, Kaspersky, you know how this place is. Okay, so the idea is that Dylus's journey sort of begins here. I don't know whether this is east or south wing, but I do know for a fact the target's like somewhere over here. So we're just going through all this. All the big buildings will be residential areas now, but all hollowed out, and the area surrounding here has just been kind of left to rot. So Sophia is just like a checkpoint. So roughly the same area as well. It's all very. It's so weird looking at a picture of this place and then realizing, oh yeah, this is just literally somewhere I've been to before a lot of times. Okay, onwards. First is mentioned, prime harsh sun. Naturally, people of this sign start up. He ended up in surrounded greenery. Carefully taking care around the greenery and dirt produce one's split. Of course, that didn't matter to curious young me, who instead kept on talking. I mean, shop houses give you the same thing or less. The rental fee being cheaper too. Of course, there's centralized electricity to each shop. It does mean that shop houses, how do you say it? It does mean that shop houses can operate independently when the other one goes out. You can clearly tell I have no idea what I'm doing here. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But you know what? I think this is funny. When the place goes It's language. Sorry. And so I continued. The gardeners seem to pay us no mind. A spindly crew of spider-like thing that chirped, clicked, fancy in their fancy green uniform. The whole place, their silks form massive structures connected to other nearest building. All a spindly community by lecture fancy up and down as if they were biological machines driven carrots. They seem to want to barter. Some of them seemed interested in presents, but it was mostly because they thought custom. Once we shook our heads, others were left. Only then, when we entered the other bustling part, sheet. Livid gang. If I had my hunches, it probably had to be the giant face cat monster haphazardly spray painted side collapsing bridge. This was civet. The place before that, mostly a bustling, of which there were dozens open stalls and booths, shops. Oh, instead of buying anything, I instead wandered off what's nearest what's called living area. It's just strange to have a place so focused profits than combining both livelihoods, both that and living space. I mean, having people buy would mean money a day, right? Yeah, that tracks. We called back our studies summon. Alright, the area where the what's it called? Where was it? The area with we get our cars. from? They used to have a vehicle. Used to have a combined residential. Okay, for those of you joining in, we're writing a story about malls, but I'm making it very unique by combining it with my knowledge of malls around my local area and just lore stuff. So yeah, I don't know how long this has been, but I'm just writing with like zero expectations, honestly. I'm just gonna have the word count on this side because I think at the end of the stream I'm probably gonna be like roughly 2,500. I don't even know if this makes sense, but you know what, that's okay. And I guess one thing I can move on with is to discuss about my. I'm gonna take a small break. Like, yeah, you can tell I'm tired, so I may end the stream a bit earlier. But before I end the stream, then I'm gonna write a bit more, and I wanna explain. Oh my god, my candy. Eeper. The Eeper, guys. The Eeper. What is the Eeper doing? I don't know. Aika is streaming. Okay. Eeper is sleeping. Eeper is Anyway, yeah, I just want to talk about my day, I guess. Today has been very eventful in terms of how's it called? Today has been very eventful in terms of what's it called already? Parents teacher meeting. Or rather it's less what's it called already? Or rather it was not how do you say it already, yeah? It was not interesting for the first half of the day. Rather, it was somewhat slow, very slow, to the point where what's it called already? It was slow because there was not a whole lot of students coming by. I think this morning only like 3 or 4 students showed up at my table, and so far things went very well. I think the thing that I really appreciate about my this working environment is that the teachers, the parents that come over mostly are very nice, and it's so nice to see that my other colleagues, those especially who are new, becoming like parents teacher meetings, and they're thinking, oh, the parents are gonna bash me. No, actually, they're not gonna bash you. They really want the best for their kids if they have the right mindset, and they're more than willing to work with you. It was really nice to for them to say they spent sleepless nights, because I was there. I was having sleepless nights when it came to parents teacher meeting, because I'm scared of parents, man. Parents can be kind of nasty, my parents included, but they're nice. They're still nice, but they can be nasty because they feel like the kids may want more marks. They feel like the kids did something good here. They feel like teachers are not doing that well. So seeing today work out and be an absolute success in that aspect really brightens up my day, especially my feelings about this school. Obviously, if you know my story about this particular school, you would know I have some reasons to be concerned. But honestly, outside of the unfortunate association with a organization that I have several opinions about, I'm more than okay. Actually, my employer is great. He's very supportive, and as I gave my opinions about it, he doesn't like to shoot down anybody. In fact, I think he's very open about the policies of my work. He's very open about getting criticisms from the place. So I feel like this work environment, as stressful as it can be because we are kind of short-manned, there is definitely a sense of, you have your opinion here, and we won't treat you like family. We'll treat you like workers. If that makes sense. I don't know how that makes sense, but I'm trying to link it to the idea that people have this fear of places that treat you like family, because as soon as they say they treat you're here, your family here, they're gonna treat you like shit, and then they use an excuse to abuse you. But yeah, I think the boundary is being drawn between family and workers, because we can be friends, but you, at the end of the day, you're a worker. You have an obligation. I'm going to give you as much as I can in order to ensure that you succeed. And to me, that feels very nice, actually. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but for me, I'm more than happy. Today's parents teacher meeting actually was really fun because they had many different facilities. Different people come over. I know my head of department had their dance school come over. I know one of my students actually convinced his own archery club to come in and advertise. By the way, my student is a national archer, by the way. I'm so honored to teach him, and he's chill. He's a nice student. He does very well in English, so I can see that the student is going to go very far in his life. I never really talk about my students on the show, right? I never really pointed out. I only talked about the naughty ones, but I haven't really given like the ones that really try their best, their time of day on the channel, because obviously one job confidentiality. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to put in words how I really vibe with them without spoiling my identity, I guess. Okay, so residential shopping district. And that little one, ill one, the one with the Roblox one and the cat ear headband one. That ill one. Oh, the Roblox one. Ill one. Was it in my last school where I got fired? Yeah, that school technically fired me. I was given the option to go, but I can tell you for sure that was definitely some kind of firing. They just didn't want to put it on paper because fuck them, I guess. Oh, the cat ear hairband one. Oh yeah, that girl was something interesting. Apparently, I don't know where she is now, but here and there. Roblox one. Yeah, there are kids in school that play a lot of Roblox. Apparently, one of my kids has been staying up late playing video games, and I looked them in the eyes. I'm probably gonna look at them in the eyes and just say, okay, you can't do this. I did look at them in the eyes and say, you can have your fun, but fun is balanced by work. If you have all fun, you're gonna get drained because you're gonna chase the adrenaline high until you get so numb to it that you can't enjoy anything else, and also because you actually do need to study as best as you can. You know what I mean? Here's combined residential shopping district that allegedly I heard it got this fact disputed by historians. There were riots. That would riots around a place, whatever that means. Pet friendly. Yeah, it's so funny now thinking about the concept pet friendly. It doesn't work in the future because you can kind of bring in any animal, and if you consider it, your cow that transport your stuff could be your pet. So pet friendly concept does not exist in the future. It's just there. At work, Gumbala history. Still, I'm nodded. She seemed to see a glitter in my eyes as I darted around Middle Valley District. There was an active bounty right now that they need timely, but after some thinking while I was distracted, put my hand landed a notice topics pretty important. How about take a pit stop? Take a pit stop. Or go kill him. This is such a science fair line. How about we take a pit stop before we go killing? That sounds pointing. Without even really thinking, I pointed to a stall selling finely made handcrafted mythological junk. Techno things. How about their feel like do something for my army? You nodded. Off we went. Okay, outside that, for the archery thing, it was kind of funny because I easily made friends with one of the guys there. I don't remember his name right now, but he did tell me his name. And the reason why I made friends with him was because I was doing archery with them, and compared to the other teachers, it's so funny because they were not used to archery. Now, if you recall about my lore, real life lore, not like Stylus lore, I legitimately know how to use and control the recoil of a shotgun, because I did it for my ski shooting, right? So that part kicked in, plus my interest, my small time in university as an archer, and I managed to group my shots consistently. I don't know whether this impressed the guy a lot, but he didn't really give me any advice because he saw my stance and he just told me very simply, I think you're a traditional archer, Mr. Stylus. And I was like, okay. Because I did do archery then, and I kind of did it that way. So I tried it out in the class. I could stretch the bow pretty well. And when I did it, I was adopting... I immediately had my gun safety measures in my mind. So I treated it as if I was holding an actual gun. And I managed to get like a tight grouping. Because the target wasn't really far away. But once he explained a bit more about how to like hit a bunch of shots and how to compensate for, you know, where you actually are in terms of your aiming, I was starting to hit shots pretty consistently too. So he actually looked impressed and gave me like the whole sheaf of like arrows and said, hey, you want to try shooting all your shots? I was like, yeah, sure, but I had to go back for like a meeting, right? The first few shots were kind of rough, but at the last few shots I managed to consistently hit a red area around and one into the yellow target. And after school ended, I went to the guy and I was saying, okay, I want because I wanted to see if there was time to like do another one. But then he said like something along the lines of, you know, I recognize the way that you actually use the bow today. It looks like you actually had some experience using them before. And I told him like, yeah, at university. And then I moved on telling him, yes, it's gonna sound like a humble brag, but this is legitimate. I have experience with controlling recoil. I just needed to build up my muscle memory so that I could get used to it. Because ski shooting is, well, I would say a little more explosive. Yeah, definitely more explosive. Definitely more riskier, especially a gun malfunction can just kind of bite your hand off. So yeah. It's interesting. Oh, we browse first. We continued her own. What is known about is that it was very well populated by a certain subset. enough to turn the place into a self-sustaining township that even in the last days. Right. I held up because wow, they responded. So this place and didn't any resident. I from what I can remember, Mid Valley was on dominating malls. There were other massive malls, but they were mostly confined to the city. This one, right? Two states, and in that state alone wasn't there a couple balls and balls. Yeah, that holding my arms and watch as the sails as the trader crossed me. I didn't know if he was paying attention to conversation. Thank God today is writing. See, the writing is going well. Yeah, I'm writing about malls. Yeah, we're writing well. I didn't know what brought up this topic. I know what brought up my topic was my father. So yeah, I still have work tomorrow, by the way, because tomorrow's work will be another parents teacher meeting. We're gonna finish that one up now, and I'm probably gonna go home and just fall fucking slap flat on the ground because I'm so damn tired this week. I'm so damn tired, man. So by the way, this is a character accompanying me, although she's far cuter, far more baggier, and this is the place we're writing about, which is somewhat a place I've been to a lot of times. So we're gonna turn this into a neighborhood, a small town of its own, while everything else collapses. He was clearly on the raising eyebrow. So hope me. With my mind occupied by pressing question, I decided I would not get angry. Breathe and let's break. How's your writing so far, Artlak? I hope you're having a good day so far. Next. Gave me more than enough time to explore the next part of my reasoning. My strange brain. Now, if you don't remember the names of this ball, these balls are into the future anyway, wouldn't that mean that they failed as a wouldn't the great reckoning have forced whole humanity to turn these places into bastions like Middle Valley? Yes, there were. Here noted, looking at a curious set of plants. Those malls were deemed critical, commercial failures. Thus, were either abandoned or rented out to more desperate buyers. But what's the point? Have so many competing malls or area. Centers should be the empty coast. We have the neighborhood. What's called neighborhood? What's it? If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm also eating sweets. More than enough. Gather everyone. Together. Well, more places, more opportunity. Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt. Kinda dumb. Kinda stupid. Eating. Because the idea of community. Wait. Accomplish a central goal. If you're going to many places, do the same thing in area. How's the writing going? Hello Muffin, we're writing about malls. We mentioned Mid Valley, we mentioned Tam Mega Mall, we mentioned My Town, we mentioned what was it already? Pavilion. So this writing is all in all very fascinating, honestly. And I'm giving lore. I'm actually writing lore about what's it called? I'm writing lore about Mid Valley. It's one part of it is dominated by spiders that want to do they only want to make the only vegetarian spiders. Yeah, vegetarian spiders. I'm gonna look it up right now. Vegetarian spiders. Are there vegetarian spiders? Yeah, there is a vegetarian spider. Bagheera. What is it called? Michelle? No, it's called Middle Valley. Ooh, I see. Most of their food comes from plants. There is a herbivorous spiders thing. There is actually a herbivorous spider. That's amazing. But why is the spider herbivorous? Oh no. I'm gonna end soon already. I'm getting kind of tired. I hope. I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna try and find someone to raid. I know Kia's raiding, but they're on YouTube, so I'm not really sure how comfortable they are at raiding. We might just raid Aika again, but yeah. Let me just see who's on Twitch right now. You know, who's on Twitch or who's on like some Raditz on Twitch. Yeah, Yilva. Oh, Yilva is streaming. Okay, we can go raid her later, but let's focus on the end of the story. It's alright now. In 2 states. Okay, no, sorry. Why am I here again? Do the same thing. There are many places that do the same thing in such a constrained area. And that goal, compromise, wasted. It. Yeah, this is just me bitching about like malls. This is a whole story just meant about bitching about malls in Malaysia, because in KL alone there's so many freaking malls. I don't know why. Orphan isn't waste. Doesn't break the community. But it does interfere other aspects, community, living space, and transportation. Well, only in the worst of areas. From high rises solve this. A high rise can only accommodate that many people. Same problem emerges with a lot of high rises. Much volume, too little people, too expensive. I had to restore my review. Anyways, me writing is going well, but a bit too technical, so I've been reading ChatGPT to generate ideas or briefly explain some concepts. Okay, acceptable, long as you don't use it to write. And if you generate ideas, it's completely fine. Me and my friend actually had this discussion. Like, it's fine to have a ChatGPT generate some ideas as long as the ideas that you generate in the end is your own thoughts entirely. Now, if you have that, and that I think that would be a fairly fine view of you know, the ChatGPT. But if not, then well, that's on you actually. But I'm unlike other VTubers who are insanely hostile towards ChatGPT, I use it as someone who uses it as a productivity tool in my school. I would say ChatGPT is useful, Very much so, it's useful. It helps shorten productivity for certain tedious tasks, but you cannot use it constantly to the point where it starts to interfere with your work. Then that has become a problem. So writing, if using it for generating ideas, or if you want to use it to study like what could be a certain scene, that's acceptable as long as you don't use it as like artwork or something like that. There were logs about really bad jam traffic congestion for them. Juggle between talking me and buying Italy you shop. They call it trader. I also found myself right until I just tried to explain it. I did further research. I actually hate how ChatGPT writes, so I never copy and paste from it. I use it to generate like assignments, but I make sure to intentionally change the way it writes because it's very routine. As a language learning model, I think it kind of sucks on that end because it takes like a lot of the language and then turns it into this like really boring style. There's no magic to it. It just sucks. Right until Miriam. Okay. Something expensive doesn't too many malls. Well, picture this. Having a community. Well, I'm gonna finish this off and see what I can do to just finish up on it. Having community is always more common, but communal work can only bring you so far. Let's say father. It was communal. But then other companies started to go up. All working towards the same goal. Then, because he was getting out by the others, his predecessor. Previous guys needed to find ways to step up. And now that communal goal is enhanced. For someone highly motivated to do that better. Cascading effect. Thought a larger community keeps itself moving through False. How does this answer any cast? My brain was hurting. Competition. Yes, this is, by the way, Stylus' technical big sister. But then when you do too much competition, that's and all start because they don't need their own strengths. What is this philosophical talk? I'm writing something either magical or completely stupid. It's so funny that there is a logic to this, but I don't know where I'm going with it. It's focused, but I also don't know where that focus is going to. Shouldn't have to be many. The malls are already the place that holds finance. Competition. And why need another? Why should malls buy other malls? Shouldn't stuff guys inside fight? By the time we were, what's it called? By the time I finish with that rain melting statement, I realized we were both heated. Like nearby. This is my crux of it. It's like, if the mall's already a place that holds this kind of competition, right? If the malls franchise inside are already competing each other, why need another mall? Malls don't need to compete with each other. As communal places, they should facilitate this one instead of having to fight each other. So investors investing in a different mall thinking it'll be the next Mid Valley just doesn't make sense, because there is no new Mid Valley. There is one Utama, there is Mid Valley, there is Pavilion. There is no other mall there is no need to compete with another mall. You don't need to make Sunway Pyramid 2 and then say, oh, my Sunway Pyramid is better. And then, like, why fight? Because the businesses inside should be the one that's fighting instead. So, fuck it. Mirror. Sunway Velocity. Yeah, that's why. It doesn't make... Capitalism sometimes doesn't make sense. You see, what I've done here is I've explained capitalism, and I've moved on to explain the excess amount of capitalism, because of course, capitalism is fueled by competitiveness, and it improves a community actively to have such competition. Otherwise, evolution won't happen, right? But when there's too much competition, there is no competition. Because now people have been conditioned to live like there are fighting competitions already. There is no case for self-development at that point. You're just living for a competition. What am I even saying anymore? Fuck, I'm getting sleepy. For the longest time not even my usual question was could get when she respond her answer to my question. price. Companies to cut corners and use underhanded tactics of bribery, lobbying. Yes, it causes that kind of problem, right? Which is basically bribery. So what's the point already? It's like, if it causes this kind of dishonesty, then there's no actual competition. You're just kind of buying out the competition. There's no growth. I don't know, man. I'm not a business student. I don't get it. I don't know why there's so many malls in Malaysia. And often encounter maybe all humanity. You can see, this is just my thought process. This is complete. I don't even know how the story began. It was supposed to be like a story talking about like what's it called, like the usage of malls. It just turned into just me ranting about malls in general. This is quite literally me transcribing me and my father's argument altogether. I actually like this story because it actually does provide a good characterization for Miriam. I have a base for Miriam. Not only is she a big sister, but she's sort of like a teacher figure. The ADH mindset is in full swing. No, it provides good image on like Middle Valley, because now at least I established there's like what, vegetarian spiders there, and a thriving community there. So it's like a miniature Malaysian free side. At the same time, it's just so fucking funny because I don't even. It's just like. Another vigorous. That's right. Want some? For you. Fine. Did I even focus on bounty? Okay, there you go, I'm done. This is a really weird story, man. And you know what? I find there's like a weird charm to it, actually. I'll accept that as an answer. Yeah, I think this is a good way to end the story. I like how there's like, what's it called? I like how, what's it called? I like how there's just so many like trading. This is a very dialogue heavy story, and honestly, it's just so fascinating to me because I think I never thought it would be this dialogue heavy, but after thinking of, like, unconsciously thinking about my my father's like conversation with me, I was like thinking, you know what, that's fine. I don't know, it's just so weird. And the whole there's also a first part about like me being a teacher in the real world, so you get a lot of it from Mr. Dylus. So yeah, there you go. In the present day. All right, there we go. We got a story about on the topic of malls. There you go. We're done with this story. And honestly, I think this is a pretty cool story. Actually, no, I think it's a really dumb story. But hey, guess what? You can enjoy the story later down the line. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you everybody for coming to tonight's stream. And honestly, I'm kind of brain dead myself because holy shit, I don't know what I wrote. It feels like I was. It's not ADHD. It's also ADHD, but it also feels like I'm on crack. No, it's like I'm on the Stephen King binge. Was it called Ranger? Where I just took cocaine and started writing. I didn't know what I was writing. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, go for my meeting, and I'm not gonna be for my parent teacher meeting, and then come out and then look at the stream that I had, and I'm not gonna sure what the hell did I write. So I don't know. I've been writing a lot today, and I've also not been writing here. So yeah, let's go and find people to raid. Kara's okay. We did say Ilva we can raid as well. Anything else? We can raid Ilva. We can raid Kara. We don't raid Kara. Kara's doing more Final Fantasy. More Final Fantasy. Is there anyone else who's raiding? Oh, Kisala is. I want to raid more people, but I gotta pick some raid, get some rest. No, I'm gonna play games. I'm gonna be horny. Alright, so who do you guys want to raid? There's so many people to raid. I want to raid all my friends, but I can't spread myself all over the place. So, you know what? Let's go and raid Rat, because I have never really raided Rat. So you know what? Let's go and raid Rat. Rat is doing some stuff. Let's just say raid message. You can duplicate yourself. Glad. So glad. I'm so glad, Mellow. Wow. But anyway, I think that'll be all. Thank you for coming to all the streams for this week. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And with that, that concludes my stream for today. This is Eiten Dylus logging off. Have a good one. And I hope that my rant on malls hasn't broken your brain. It has certainly broken mine. I'm going to scream now.